Hi, welcome back to the Power of Model Drawing. Now, today we are going to continue with our creative model drawing on P6. And let's look at the first example to see how we draw out the problem. Alright, now in this first example, we are going to draw a dotted line to show equal concept. So whenever you see something that is equal, then what do I usually do in my model? I will have a dotted line to show something is equal. Okay, so let's look at example 1 and let's highlight the important words. There were altogether 432 bits in box ABCD at first. 15 bits were taken out. Okay, let me just 15 bits were taken out of box A, while 31 more bits were put into box B. And the number of bits in box C was doubled. Was doubled. And half the number of bits in box D were removed. And then there was an equal number of bits in each box in the end. So this sentence shows the equal concept. Alright, equal number of bits in each box in the end. So we're going to use a dotted line to show this. So find the number of bits in box C at first. And how many more bits did box D have than box A at first? Alright, now these problems are they are quite easy to draw the model, right, as compared to the last several lessons that you saw. So this is actually quite easy to draw. Alright, so let's see why is it that easy to draw. So let's look at the first sentence. If you can't draw the first sentence, then you jump to the next sentence. But because there are 4 boxes, so I can put A, B, C, D, right, 4 boxes. And there were altogether 452 bits in box A, B, C, D at first. So the first sentence, if you can't draw, you jump. Now 15 bits were taken out of box A. So before I draw the model, I would like to show the equal concept. Right, the dotted line first, so that when you draw your model, when you draw your model later for the after, right, this is like a before and after problem. So when you draw the after model, your after model should be until the dotted line. Okay, so let's draw the dotted line, and now let's continue looking at the next sentence. Now 15 bits were taken out of box A. So what do? I draw a little longer that crosses the line. The rectangle crosses the line, and you're going to take out 15. And now what happens? Now you can see that that the bits in box A is they are lesser now. Alright, so that is the red box, which shows how many bits in box A in the end. And then 31 more bits were put into box B. So I'm going to draw a little shorter, okay, a little shorter, and you're going to add 31 more. Alright, so when you add 31 more, so what happens to the bits in box B? Now box B will now become longer also, right, until the dotted line. And then the bits in box C was doubled. Doubled means there must be half at first, alright, half, and then you add some more. So what happened? So now the bits became double, or 2 times. Alright, so you have 2 units now. At first you have only 1 unit, 1 time. Now you have 2 times. Okay, so since there are 2 times, so I call 2 units. Alright, okay, and then now you can see in the end the number of bits in box C also became equal number. And then half the bits in box D were removed. So box D must have quite a long rectangle. And you remove half of the bits, and then what happens? Then the other half is left. So again, you have equal number. Alright, so you can see that now in the end, what happened to all the bits in all the boxes? They all became equal number, and they are all represented by the red boxes. Okay, now, so what is the total at first? So now we can go back to the first sentence and put down the total, 452 at first. Okay, alright, now, and then find the number of bits in box C at first. So your question mark will be here. Okay, to find how many, how many bits in box C at first. So that's the wrong question mark. So your question mark should be, okay, where is the question mark? At first should be here. Okay, so don't get confused by your drawing. So make sure you know where to put the question mark. And how many more bits did box D have than box A at first? So box D, how many in box D at first, which is the dotted line? Alright, I mean the green color. The rectangle for box D is until the green dotted line, that is at first. And box A is until the green dotted line at first. And in between is your how many more? Okay, alright. So now we can solve already. Alright, everything is all done. So let's look at the model and let's try to solve. Alright, now, so where is the number of bits in box A at first, which is the whole rectangle? Okay, so I'm going to redraw or draw back, alright, draw back the bits in box A at first, which is the blue, okay, the blue color, right, the blue color rectangle. And then where is the bits in box B at first, which is the blue color rectangle? So these are the bits in box B at first. And where are the bits in box C at first, which is this blue color box? Okay, that is your bits in box C at first. And where is the bits in box D at first, which is the blue color rectangle at first? Okay, so just look at the blue color boxes and that will show you the bits at first. Okay, can you see box C has 2 units? Then what do? I can do the same. And then of course the other half will also have 2 units. Okay, then you go to box A. Box A, can you see that I can also cut and have 1 unit and 1 unit? Alright, but if you look at box B, be very careful. The blue color box is not 1 unit. Alright, it is different. Alright, it's actually different from 1 unit. So can I make the bits in box B at first to also have units? So how do I make units out of box B? I stretch the blue box, which is the bits in box B at first, I stretch it by 31. And now I have 2 units as well. So how to make units out of the model? You stretch the rectangle. Alright, some of you cut it, alright, to get your units as well. You can also stretch it, right? Stretch the rectangle to get your units. Okay, now we can add the whole model, right? Let's add up everything at first. So box A will have 2 units and 15 at first. And then you plus box B, which is now 2 units after you stretch it. And then box C has 1 unit at first. Am I correct? And box D will have 4 units at first. And altogether will be 452 plus what? 31. Why? Because you stretch the box B rectangle by how many? You stretch it by 31, if you still remember. So your total must increase by 31, right? So every time you make the model, or every time you add to the model, or you make the model looks bigger or longer, you have to increase the total. Or if you cut something from the model, then you will have to decrease the total, right? Your total will become lesser if you take out something from the model. But if you add something to the model, then your total will increase. Alright, so that is the logical reasoning. Okay, now, so what do we do next? Let's add up the units. So 5 plus 4, there will be 9 units and 15, which is equal to 452 plus 31. Okay, and you get 483. Alright, then you have 9 units, which is 483 minus 15, and you get 468. So your 1 unit is 468 divided by 9. So your 1 unit is 52. Okay, now if your 1 unit is 52, then you can find how many in box C at first, which is 52. Am I correct? So you can see that there are 52 bits in box C at first. Alright, let's look at part B. How many bits in box D? Now box D has 4 units. So you take 52 times 4, 208. Okay, so this is 208. And then box A has how many? Box A will have 2 units plus 15. So 2 units will be 52 times 2. Okay, 52 times 2. And that will be 104. And then 104, you plus 15. So box A has 119. Alright, so how many more bits in box D than box A at first? You take 208 minus 119. And that's how you get your answer, which is 89. So box D has 89 more than box D has 89 more than box A at first, right? And that's how you solve the problem. Okay, so it's not that very hard. All right, maybe it looks hard because you are not aware of the dotted line to show the equal concept. So every time you see equal concept, what do? You draw the dotted line to show the equal concepts. Okay. All right, now let's go to question number 2 and let's look at this question. Okay, now this problem has two conditions, all right, two if. I'm sure you're seeing questions like that. How do you draw out this model? Now, Anthony and Donald have some stamps. If Anthony give Donald 30 stamps, Anthony and Donald will have the same number of stamps. All right, so the total is unchanged because there's a transfer. If Donald gives 12 stamps to Anthony, Anthony will have 4 times as many as Donald. So again, there's a transfer, so the total is unchanged. So this is a before and after problem. And there are two if, okay, two if. Now, how many stamps does Donald have at first? And how many stamps does Anthony have at first? Okay, how do we exactly draw this model? All right, again, it's always the same thing. You always draw out sentence by sentence. So you start from the beginning. Anthony and Donald have some stamps, right? So Anthony, Donald, and if the first sentence doesn't give you enough clues to draw, jump to the next sentence. If Anthony gives Donald 30 stamps, then what happened? They will have equal number. So which means that Anthony must have more than Donald, right? And how do you show the giving away? Now, you cuts here, all right, and that is the 30, right, that is going to be given away to Donald, and Donald is going to receive. So I use dotted line to show the receiving, dotted box, sorry. I use the dotted box to show the receiving. And then what happened now? Now you can see that both of them have equal number. All right, again, equal concept. So there's a dotted line to show the equal concept. Agree? So in the end, Anthony will be until where? So Anthony will be until here. All right, this is Anthony. All right, in the end, Anthony will have 30 lesser, and Donald will have 30 more. And that is your equal concept using the dotted line. All right, let's look at the second if. Now, so I'm going to have a second if, Anthony and Donald. So how to draw this model? Now, to draw the second if, you have to draw their original boxes. So Anthony has until here. Why? If means hasn't given away, right? They haven't given yet. Okay, so you have to draw the original boxes, all right, to show how many they have at first. Okay, so this is the original boxes. All right, and then what happens? Then if Donald gives 12 stamps to Anthony, so now you cut here, right, 12 stamps, take out from Donald, and then give to Anthony. So Anthony gets the 12 more, right? And then Anthony will have 4 times. So you draw arrow sign to show 4 units, right? Because you cannot cut the model into 4 boxes. So you draw the arrow sign. And then Donald will have 1 time. So Donald will have 1 unit left. Okay, 1 time is 1 unit. So how many stamps does Donald have at first? So your question mark will be here. All right, Donald has how many at first? And how many stamps does Anthony have at first? You make sure you put your question mark in the right place, which is over here. Okay, so it's important to put your question mark carefully and correctly at the right place. Okay, and your model is done. All right, so let's look at the model and let's see how do we find the question marks. Okay, now let's look at the second if, right? Let's do some recap. Now, if Donald give Anthony 12 stamps, am I correct? Then Donald will have lesser now. Okay, let me use the red color. All right, so Donald now will have lesser, which is 1 time. Anthony now has 12 more. So Anthony now has how many? Anthony now has 4 times as many as Donald. All right, so you can see that now you can see Anthony has 4 times as many as Donald. So Anthony has 4 units. Donald now has 1 unit. Okay, 1 unit left. Okay, so let's use the model and let's look at the model and let's do some cutting, which is quite fun. All right, so if your model is well done, you can actually do something like this. All right, you can see the the boxes, the model looks quite empty on the inside. So you can play with the model by doing cutting, which is what some of the students like to do. Cuts. This is 1 unit. Cuts. 1 unit. Cuts. Another 1 unit. Okay? This is 12. So cuts. Cut the same parts. 12. 12 and cuts. Okay? And then you see the 30. Donald has 30. So this box is also 30, and you go down, cuts, and you get 30. Alright? And then can you see the 30, which is Anthony's rectangle? There's a 30, and you do the same in this box. So when you cut out the boxes, they must be proportional, same as the above, right? Same as what you see. Alright, now you can see the whole rectangle is filled with numbers already. Alright, then what is the next step? Now you look at, for example, let's look at Anthony. Can you see how many units now? Anthony has 4 units, and you minus 1 unit, you get 3 units, right? So 3 units will be equal to 12 plus 30 plus 30 and plus 12. And that will give you 84. Alright? And then your 1 unit will be 84 divided by 3. So you get 28. So can you find Donald has how many at first? So Donald has 1 unit plus 12. So Donald has 40 at first. Okay, you got your part A answer. Okay, and then how about Anthony? Anthony has how many at first? Then what do? You can take 1 unit plus 12 plus 30 and plus 30. So 1 unit plus 12 plus 30 and then plus 30. Alright, so how many stems does Anthony have? So you will have 40, right, plus 30 plus 30. So that will be 100. So Anthony has 100 stems at first, and you have solved part B as well. Okay, and that's how you draw the model. Alright, so it's actually quite fun to draw the model, alright, especially when you are cutting, alright, cutting the rectangle into boxes. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson. Alright, so that's how you exactly draw the model. So once again, like what I said, when you draw your own model, it may not be the same as what I draw. It's perfectly normal. Alright, everyone should have a different kind of drawing. But ultimately, when you look at your model, you should be able to use your model to come up with the steps. And your model should not be too much different, alright, from what I do. Alright, it may be different, but not so very different, right? It should be somewhere or something like mine. Okay, alright, so we come to the end of the lesson, and stay tuned to the next P6 online lesson. We'll be looking at some more, right, some more word problems until your PSLV starts. Okay, so see you in the next lesson.